Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Wow, what an absolutely gorgeous morning it is. But talk about being a bit misty. I actually have to do this kind of downward angle here on the Coffee Chat because if I do this, gee, Whitakers, I get like washed completely out. So I'm going to have to move it up here a little bit. Hopefully my arm's not going to go absolutely numb. But you know what? Someone asked me one time, they said, how on earth do you keep that camera so steady and, while you're doing all this? Because, doesn't your arm get sore? And I said, oh, yeah, sure. But it's my military training, don't you know? Same way I can look into the camera as I walk down the road and actually still see where I'm going. But I was just kidding. Actually, it's just practice, You just get stronger and stronger, get used to doing it and da-da-da-da-da. And that's how it works. But I'll tell you, my shoulder does get some kind of serious pain after a while, and you got to put some ointment on there and kind of loosen it up every now and then, but that's all right. I don't mind doing it. Guys, the article that I was reading this morning, boy, I'll tell you, you literally cannot make this narrative stuff up. So you got all these insurance companies coming out now for auto insurance, whining and crying, saying, my goodness, we have to raise our rates 5 and 10% at least, bare minimum, over the next couple of years due to the high price of all these losses that we have to pay out. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's probably because, guys, you're not willing to take the loss, but you're certainly willing to pass it on to your consumers, aren't you? Because look, guys, everything is costing more, isn't it? It is costing more for repairs. The litigation fees are costing more. Everything's costing more. And yet you got these, statisticians coming out and telling us, oh, hey, we're seeing like major 27-month drops in the consumer price inflation numbers and on and on and on. And it just never ceases to amaze me, the narrative that they can put out, and they want to throw both sides of the coin at us at the same time. And then you've got, the Federal Reserve actually coming out and warning the markets, and this is rich, that, hey, don't expect to see as many profits in your stocks, your equities, and all this and that going forward anymore because, we're seeing this big downturn, in corporate profits and moves. And I'm thinking, you have got to be absolutely kidding. Where do you think the Federal Reserve is genuinely going to park their cash when they're printing it off like no tomorrow? Do you not think? I'm telling you guys, they are going to prop this system up like they always have every single time. The Federal Reserve and every other central bank exists to do one thing, and that is inflate, inflate, inflate. They have no option. You take away the power of the Federal Reserve to issue one more dollar of debt and it is game over. They're going to be sending everybody home with their cardboard box, tucking their tail between their legs and scurrying off. That's what will happen if that ever takes place, and they're not going to let that happen, are they? Guys, the whole idea of the Federal Reserve was a dog and pony show from Jekyll Island day one. Don't kid yourself. And this has been going on for time immemorial with central banks. And the reality is this, guys, when you consider central bank, I love how Augustin Carson, for those who don't know, is the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements. And the Bank of International Settlements is basically the central bank of central banks. And you know what he calls fiat money? He calls them liability instruments, and that is exactly what they are. Every single dollar that is issued from every single central bank around the world is literally a liability. It's a promissory note on a future payment, and it's a way to literally manipulate and control and devalue, what's in the average person's pockets like no tomorrow. It's been used to literally control political agendas. It's been used, guys, to fund global conflict around the world. They have used it as a manipulative instrument in ways that we can't fathom. And guys, you don't have to look that far back, do you? We just celebrated the 4th of July here in the United States, where, the Declaration of Independence was issued on the 4th of July, 1776, which of course wasn't the true independence. It was like a declaration of war. the United States didn't get their independence till they won the Revolutionary War, which was, of course, many years later. But the reality is this. What brought that on, guys? Well, it came about because of various taxes. Now, the big one was the stamp tax. Now, if you look at your history, the stamp tax actually got repealed. And, when you talk about, the whole Boston Tea Party, guys, that was only like a three penny tax on on 1 pound of tea, which was not that much, but people went absolutely nuts because they literally had this much of this tax over that tax over that tax, and the devaluation of their currencies that was going on. And what do you have today, guys? You've literally got the devaluation of fiat currency happening all around the globe. And what's coming next? Guys, BRICS has just come out, and literally have made it public. They are absolutely moving forward with a gold-backed central bank digital currency that they are going to utilize. I'm telling you, it is a competitor to the US dollar. I could care less what everyone says about how strong this US economy is. It's, it's the cleanest shirt in the laundry basket, and on and on. I've heard it all. Guys, we are going to see that. It is coming. They know that it's coming. Any genuine economist can. And you go out there, and I'll tell you what, one guy to really watch and listen to that has made some amazing common sense and probably one of the most brilliant economists that I have ever heard is Jim Rickards. Look this guy up and go watch some of the videos that he has put out. It is literally a structured plan, and as in fact it is unfolding right before our very eyes. Most people are genuinely missing it. But there you go. What a big rant that was. But it's true. And that's why you got to go out there, really just educate yourself. Don't get spoon-fed all this narrative, and especially from people on YouTube like me. Fact check almost. I want you to fact check everything that I've got to say, because at least then you're going out and the answers that you find for yourself, I genuinely believe, are the ones that you are going to trust the most. It's been my experience, and so why not? Hey, look, I have absolutely, if you find something that I've come out and said and it turns out to be absolute hooey, not just my opinion, because hey, opinions can be whatever, right? But I mean, where I'm reporting on an article, and hey, there are articles out there that, don't always tell the same tale. But hey, look, this isn't CNN or Fox News, guys. This is YouTube. I'm going out there getting the articles, digging them up, looking at the background. And if I get a bunch of confluence on those articles, then hey, I report them. But I'll tell you what, if there's some that I have come out and report and it turns out to be absolute baloney, then call me out. I have no issue with that. Hey, I in fact love debate. I love when people can come out and genuinely feel the freedom to put an opposite view out there than the one I'm actually putting out there. I have no issue with that at all. I think that's fabulous. Nowadays, you want to get, it's that whole cancel culture. They want to silence you for having a different point of view than what they think is the right one to have, don't they? And that's the thing that we need to counteract, guys. Never fear an opposing view. Never fear an opposing view. It's good for critical thinking. We do not want everybody, singing the same tune all the time, do we? Because we want to have our thinking and our rationale and our apologetics challenged. Because guys, if it's strong and you just learn ways to be able to think through what you believe and why you believe it. And on top of that, boy, I'll tell you what, it just makes you sharper and sharper and sharper. Then you get to a resolve and you know what you believe and why you believe it, not just because someone else up there told you it's the right opinion to have, which around nowadays, a lot of people, you ask them, oh, what do you believe? And they start spouting off all this kind of stuff, and you can literally hear the Fifth Estate coming right out of their tongue there. And then you start asking, well, why do you really believe that? They literally fall down. They have no argument. They know, they can tell you, oh, I believe this, I believe that, but they don't even know why they believe it. They believe it because they've been conditioned to believe a lot of stuff. That is a fact. Anyway, when these big time whales and all these agencies are coming out telling you, Oh my goodness, it is a terrible time to get involved. Usually that's what I've discovered to be the best time. Now that's just me. That's my personal opinion. You kind of go out there, like I say, research it for yourself. You come to your own opinion, but that's what I've been experiencing, I'll tell you what. And especially in this space, how many of them told us, oh, Bitcoin, that's rat poison squared. Boy, if we had gotten in when it was rat poison squared, I'll tell you what, a lot of us would be living a lifestyle like we had no idea that we could have ever lived in such a short period of time. And think of this, guys. Hey, with XRP has only been around since what? 2012? I mean, we're only talking 11 years. That's absolutely nothing. And look how many people it has minted into absolute millionaires, totally changed their lives, a lot of these digital assets. And look at what's going on with it. It's the evolution of money happening right before our very eyes, isn't it, guys? We can see the handwriting on the wall. And one day we're going to be so thankful that we had God's good grace to be aware of this space as early as we have. That's what I believe. Now, guys, I'll tell you what. I sure hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And until later on today, I have a great video planned for you. I sure hope you have a great one, and take care.